Mr. Guru is one of the key characters of the story. He is an urban customer who has been bitten by the bug of consumerism. Last year, he went shopping to a nearest supermarket. He had a purse full of money and bought a bag full of goodies. After a month, Mr. Guru went for shopping again, and when he returned this time, his bag was not full. That is, he could buy relatively fewer commodities only. Mr. Guru has been witnessing this trend for quite a few months now. What we can notice is that the prices of the commodities are rising over time, whereas the purse of consumers is not rising equally. Hence, the goodies bought are reducing and the money spent is increasing too. Then there is Mr. Dukhiram, who is a villager with slim purse and laden with lot of economic pressures. He has a below poverty line card issued by government and is starving for food. He is not able to feed his family and himself, and his purchasing capacity is decreasing further. Another entity in this story is Mr. Stewart, who is actually enjoying excess of food, and that too at no cost. Owing to the free availability of food, he has called all his family members from all parts of the world, and all are partying on the fiesta. Mysterious, isn't it? Rats are having free access to food, and mankind is starving for the same. I think we are facing challenges in the overall value chain, that is, right from production to distribution. Now, to analyze these problems, let us go to basics of demand and supply that we have learned in our classrooms. In the figure below, I have drawn a demand and a supply curve for wheat represented respectively by D and S. As the price of wheat declines, the demand for wheat rises and the supply of wheat falls. This explains the slopes of the two curves. If the market is left free with no government intervention, the price will settle at equilibrium price, where demand equals supply. This is referred to as the free market equilibrium price. We may feel that at equilibrium prices, farmers get too low a price for their labor, or that equilibrium price is too high a price for the poor households. In India, we have grappled with both these perceptions. Consider the case for supporting the farmers. One method that has actually been used in India is to announce a minimum support price, that is, a price at which government offers to buy up as much as the farmers are willing to sell. If the minimum support price is set below equilibrium price, a moment's inspection of figure makes it clear. No one will sell it to the government and the market price will continue to be equilibrium price. Hence, for an minimum support price to have an impact, it has to be set above the market price. For instance, at the point marked minimum support price in the figure. It is clear that farmers will sell OB units of grain directly to ordinary people and BA units of grain to the government. Government buys up the supply in excess of the market demand. With this minimum support price policy, government will now have reserves equal to BA units of wheat in its storage facilities. The amount of money the government would have spent acquiring this grain is equal to BA multiplied by the minimum support price. Now, consider the problem of offloading this grain. If government decides to sell this grain at a price above peers in order to avoid a loss, there will be no buyers. This is because those willing to buy grain at a price above the MSP would have already got their grain. In this example, OB units of grain. If this is the pricing policy used by FCI, there is no way government will be able to offload the stocks onto ordinary consumers, which means no attention to procured grain and consequently to rotting and being eaten up by rats. In a nutshell, we try to release food grain in two ways in India. At above the MSP to ordinary consumers like Mr. Guru, which has little success because of increase in prices, and at below the market price to below poverty line households and to some other special vulnerable segments of the population. If we want farmers to get a price above the free market price, PM, want consumers to get as much or more food than what they would have got if the food market was left completely free, then it is inevitable that government has to incur a fiscal cost.